What are common types of injuries from a car accident case or a personal injury case in general? My name is Robert Gluck, and I'm a trial lawyer here in Florida, and I've been practicing since 1989. I've got an office in Plantation, and I've also got an office in Naples, and I handle cases all over the state of Florida. So, the injuries that somebody could sustain from a car accident or from a personal injury case in general, they run the gamut from what we generally classify as soft tissue injuries to more significant things that require surgery, like spinal fractures or brain bleeds or God forbid, even worse. So your lawyer needs to have a good understanding of medicine and needs to understand how to differentiate between minor injuries and more serious injuries, because a lot of what I spend my time doing is reading medical records. I rely on the expert opinion of your treating doctors to help me determine the value of your personal injury case. If a doctor gives me an opinion that you've got a permanent injury that's going to require future care and is going to lead to you having arthritis as you get older and is going to require you to have future surgery or be in need of ongoing future medicine and follow-up visits and future diagnostic tests, I mean, all of these things add up. So if you have an injury and your lawyer doesn't address it properly and doesn't make sure that your doctors document your injuries properly and address current problems and future problems, you're not going to get the full value for your case. So you could have a whiplash, a soft tissue injury case, knock on wood, and after 2-3 months of therapy, you're all better. Those are the types of outcomes that we hope for, because no matter how much money you get at the end of your case, it can't replace the quality of life that you lose by having an injury. So obviously, the main hope whenever I sign up a client is, ironically, that they have a small case, because if they do, that means that they weren't that injured or that they got better quickly. So you could have a soft tissue injury where you might have some bruises, you might have some reversal. For example, in the spine you see over my shoulder, sometimes you'll get a whiplash from an accident where the bones misalign, but then through massages and through hot packs and physical therapy and other types of conservative care, you can get that alignment back and your spine could be better. You know, you could have an injury to a knee or an injury to a shoulder, and by doing therapy, you could build up the muscles surrounding the injured area and you could avoid having to do anything else other than some minimal therapy. And that could be the end of your case. Many times people, if they have ongoing pain, they'll get diagnostic tests like an MRI, which is kind of like an X-ray, except it's the opposite of an X-ray. It shows all of the things other than bones, all of the soft tissues. If it's in your spine, it's going to show the discs in between the vertebrae. If you do an MRI of someone's shoulder, it's going to show the ligaments and it's going to show the rotator cuff and all of the muscles surrounding the bone. And that's going to tell, because that's a whole different type of injury that you could have to the soft tissues that show up on an MRI that you'll never see if all you do is get X-rays in a hospital. So the lawyer has to make sure you're treating with the right type of doctor based upon the type of complaints that you have. Needs to make sure that you get the right diagnostic tests to document your injuries. And then we could start figuring out, is this a soft tissue injury case or is this a more serious injury? And the value of the claim obviously changes depending upon which one it is. So the amount of medical bills makes a big difference. The future prognosis makes a big difference. Whether there are any objective findings that show up on diagnostic tests make a big difference, because somebody could complain of pain, but then if all the tests are normal, it's difficult. And then, of course, if someone had a pre-existing condition, trying to separate out what was old from what was new becomes difficult. So you got to have a lawyer that's done this before, because no matter what comes my way, I've seen it at one point in the past 32 years. And sometimes the doctors need to be guided as to how they need to write their reports to increase the value of your claim, to better document past and future injuries. So if you're injured in an accident and you don't feel like you're getting full value for your claim, or someone's telling you you have a soft tissue injury and you think it might be something more, let me evaluate it for you. If you see some value here, click the like button or subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more. Thank you. Have a good day.